That's how it be. I mean, your content is fantastic, dude.
Thank you,
Like,
sir.
first stumbled on your stuff, I was like, "Who is this? This is amazing." It was like me and Jesse. We are in the middle of recording.
Oh, no
I
way.
think the first, yeah, like rose-colored glasses, and he showed me your content. I was like, "What is this? This is sick." And I'm only new onto the whole TikTok game. Like, I think it's a fantastic platform. I only just learned about it, how, all the subcultures and everything around it.
And it's very cool because there are these little subcultures I feel like most people aren't aware about.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
people hear TikTok and they just think dancing videos, which is it
Oh,
is
yeah,
mostly dancing
12-year-olds.
videos. But there is, if you curate your algorithm, like my feed's mostly just like really wholesome kind of thought-provoking stuff, which is, I don't know, super cool.
My For You page is quite odd. It's quite funny. It does capture your personality in a scary way.
Hi, I'm Brad. Where are you calling from?
I'm from Maryland.
I'm from Argentina.
I'm calling from Phoenix, Arizona.
I'm calling from Toronto, Ontario.
And wherever you are, welcome to Blond Radio. Hi, I'm Brad. I live on the west coast of Canada. I have a soft addiction to rice crackers, and I love the feeling of new shoes. And welcome to Blond Radio, where every week I book calls with strangers from around the world. Today we'll talk to Lo Boyle, a bedroom producer who provides all the interlude music for Blond Radio, Sarah Lane, who explores her art in all shapes and sizes, and Santi, who harnesses the power of why not and puts his heart into every new skill. But first, this week at Blond Radio on Instagram, I gave you guys a prompt. What gets you motivated? Here's what you had to say.
What's good? I'm Benji. I'm calling from the UK, London to be precise. And what motivates me right now is basically this little phrase I heard, which is everybody is so beautifully sad. And what it means is that everybody has fears, everyone has doubts, but we all have the capacity to learn and grow from them. And that everybody, any problem that you've had has probably been faced before. And that means that somewhere out there, you'll find the answer. And it's a very reassuring thing to have, especially during these times.
Hey Brad, my name's Rain. I'm calling from Phoenix, Arizona. And one of the things that gets me motivated is, weirdly enough, scrolling through Instagram. I follow a lot of really cool creative people and just kind of random accounts that really focus on color, and that's one of the main things I love to talk about, focus about, or even just severely paint about. Severely is probably a weird word, but that gets me really motivated. And lately I've actually been getting motivated by listening to podcasts like yourself and being able to listen to some of these amazing podcasts out on the interwebs is amazing. So thank you.
Hello, I'm Xiao and I'm calling from Costa Rica. What gets me motivated is to know that every single day it's a new opportunity. Every single day is going to be different, and I'm probably not going to be tomorrow or next week or next month, I don't know. So I have to take advantage of every single day and to try to grow as a person every single day, to leave something in the world. And if I'm feeling really unmotivated, what I will do is probably go watch some vlogs on YouTube to see how people manage their lives, how they organize everything, and to make me feel inspired to keep doing stuff that I like.
Hi Brad, my name's Elise and I'm calling from Florida in the United States. What gets me motivated is honestly just going onto the Discord server and seeing everyone being so wholesome and lifting each other up. It makes me want to be a better person, and yeah.
Thanks to everyone for submitting the responses, and we'll hear more answers throughout today's show. Hello.
Hello.
Nice to meet you finally, kind of.
Yeah. Where
are you calling from?
I'm from Maryland.
Maryland. Damn, okay.
Yes.
Lo Boyle. And that is, I think, all I know you by. What's your name?
Oh, my name is Lewis.
Lewis. Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Off the bat, first of all, I do want to thank you again so much for, over these past 16, 17 episodes, just providing this music for me to use. It's been it's become synonymous with the show now.
It's crazy that we're that far into the podcast already.
Yeah, every week flies by, which is crazy. I guess sort of give me the pitch on you. Tell me the history of Lewis and Lo Boyle and what got you to where you are today.
Well, Lo Boyle came from my third grade mind, where I was creating a Minecraft account I was thinking to myself about a username and I couldn't come up with one. So my brain randomly kind of connected the fact that I like pasta and like boiling the pasta and then kind of just the LO from the first two letters of my name. And I kind of just went with that. I'm not really sure. So I created Low Boil, and that was just a Minecraft account for a while. I'd say around middle school, I had the dubstep Skrillex phase, which I still am in. I don't plan on leaving. I tried to start making beats from 5th grade to 8th grade, and was just like, this is not sounding anything like how I want anything to sound like.
Oh, totally.
And so I actually gave up making music until last year, a year and a half ago.
Shoot.
Or something. And now I have this whole setup with 3 monitors and it's all crazy.
You've gone all in. That's so good to hear. You spoke to it a little bit. You kind of had this phase of like getting really into these genres of music you're into.
Oh yes, because I make lo-fi. I make a lot of that. What I've really been listening to for years now is, the dubstep heavy, like mosh pit. I'm really into now though is pop punk. I think now I'm having my emo phase at 20.
It's a good time to have it, yeah. Kind of existential a little bit. Is that something you worry about as far as like your future and what you're doing and your goals and all these sort of bigger questions beyond the present?
I think so. I definitely don't think I'm gonna make a career out of music because that's very hard to do that. It's unfortunate, but you really have to be like gotta get like hundreds of thousands of plays and stuff to really get anything from it in terms of like income. I don't do it really for that at all right now. I make it simply because I love lo-fi and stuff like that.
And
But-
even like if you were to pursue something, you have like this great foundation. Like you have all these skills and stuff.
I think I might want to go to the music school. Might get more in depth.
And what's it about as far as like you're telling me about all these concerts and like performances you'd be going to? What hooks you so into like dubstep and EDM and all that?
It's really funny. The type of person that I am, I'm really introverted. I talk to a few of my coworkers, but I don't talk to all of them. I'm very shy and everything. I've been working there for like 7 months. I think the community of EDM and bass music and everything is very welcoming. I can kind of just go crazy during one of the shows and everyone else is doing the exact same thing.
Totally.
Because in public, if you were playing dubstep out of your car and like head banging and going crazy, people would be looking at you like, what's going on over there?
Yeah, it's pretty eye-catching.
And if you do it at a show, everyone else starts doing it with you.
Totally. That's cool. It's like this little space for fully embracing everything that, because it is such a like intense and impassioned genre of music. So being able to bring that into a physical sense of like, I'm going to really like bob my head to this hella hard. That's got to feel good.
And it will hurt the next morning, but it's worth it.
Totally, it's worth it. I'm kind of interested because like you say like you're not necessarily super interested in making a career out of this, but it seems like it's up until this point it's been like a pretty natural progression from interest to passion to actually like making something from that passion. Is it just kind of like that hesitation of like you need so much amount of luck and time and dedication to make it, or what is there a specific thing holding you back?
I would say that might be part of it. If I was more like confident in what I was making, I would definitely try to monetize it more and, push it out and everything like that. I got I use services and stuff to like get it on Spotify and Apple Music and stuff like that, which I think is cool. I think because my huge big dream would be like a dubstep DJ producer, performs at the international festivals and everything like that.
That'd be so sick.
I don't know if we've ever talked about this before, but I am a DJ outside of making the lo-fi beats and stuff.
Yeah, I saw your in your message.
Yeah, I do. I'm kind of a mobile DJ, so like I've done friends' birthday parties, or I've done an anniversary party, stuff like that. I also I've done a house party. Not now. I don't know if I don't know if I'm still employed by them.
Right.
On the weekends, we're an event company where we do weddings, office parties, Christmas parties, corporate events, stuff like that. And I became a DJ for them and a technician.
Oh,
and so I did that for a little bit too.
Oh yeah, and stuff like that is like so much more transferable as far as like
Yeah.
And I bet it felt like super good to like, damn, I'm actually like making money off this thing. Like maybe it's not exactly like I'm like these aren't necessarily all EDM concerts or whatever, but like
yeah.
it's not too far from the path.
A lot of stereotypical Christmas music.
Oh, for sure.
I have so many different branches of things I could possibly do in my head, and one of them definitely is I want to think about trying to become a technician, like engineer for the huge music festivals like Coachella.
Yeah.
And build the stages and like be part of the team. And I definitely want to be on that team. I think that would be a great job to do, is building stages and going to these festivals for free. Not necessarily talking to the artists, but they're right there in front of you. And like stuff like that. And I think that'd be really, really cool. And doing these little setup party things, that's, I think, at least for me, a good first step. Very, very, very small step. But
I like what you're speaking to there as far as like being part of a team.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say like if you reach a level of like you're producing music, your music's popping off, like sure you have like your management team, whatever, but it hits different when you're kind of working with like partners, like coworkers.
Yeah.
Kind of it's this weird kind of mutual respect with everyone, which not to say there isn't that if you're a big artist, but it's definitely different.
It's definitely different. Yeah,
I like these eclectic set of dreams you have. They're very I like that they're versatile. Like it feels like any combination of them could happen and you'd be pretty chill with it.
And I'd be, yeah. Even, I'd say that I'm starting to try to get, but again, because of the virus and everything, all the clubs are closed. But I've been in talks with a local nightclub in DC about becoming a resident DJ there. That would be so cool. Even if I just did that as a hobby on the side, being able to, during the week, go to a job, everything like that. And then on the weekends, go and DJ all night at a nightclub. I think that'd be such a cool routine.
And I think that's like not far off of like how a lot of people, get their start in the career. That's so sick. Lewis, I do want to thank you again for, taking time of your day to speak with me. In closing, I was wondering, what advice could you give to fellow quote unquote like bedroom producers and artists? Because like as much
I like that term. I really like that term.
Yeah. Because as much as like maybe sure, yeah, you didn't attend a super prestigious music school or whatever, you've done so much despite that. And I feel like that's something that can tend to hold people back, is like this huge dauntless unknown of like, oh shoot, I have to do all this by myself. What would you say to those people?
I think my advice to bedroom producers would be, well, first, just from my point of view, when I started it, I thought I was just doing it as something fun. That sounds really cool. I think I could do something like that. And then I kind of just messed around with it. A really good mindset to be in when you start doing it is not for PR or, to push yourself, like make yourself all popular and big, because that'll really hinder your creative thinking about it. You don't want to write for other people, I think. At least not in the beginning. And that's how I thought. I just put the sounds together. I do that same with my dubstep mixes and everything like that. I just put them together because I think they sound cool. I upload it because I want to listen to it and see it on like a website that I, even if people don't listen to it, I think it's still a really fun thing to do. And if you're just starting out as a bedroom producer, to not ball out and spend thousands of dollars.
Totally.
Make it for yourself. You don't necessarily, and you don't even have to post it. Start making music on your own and just listen to it and, play it around friends and family. And if you think that if it's getting overall good response, then if you feel confident enough in it, you could post it. Again, it might not get the numbers, but more than just your friends and family will hear it. You never know, especially with TikTok now. Post one video and it gets like millions of views. But that's how I did it. I'm not sure if that was really helpful advice, but
no, I like that. I like the idea. Even if seeing it up on Spotify or website like makes you happy, boom, like that's it. Like you don't have to necessarily be chasing the cloud or anything. If the quality's there, people will notice, and making stuff is only going to improve the quality over time.
Yeah, and that's the story of Low Boil.
Well, Lewis, again, I wish you best of luck and a lovely rest of your day. Thank you for speaking with
Yeah,
me.
you too. Thank you for having me on here.
Of course. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Bye.
Hey, I'm Dylan. I'm calling from Syracuse, New York. What gets me motivated is kind of imagining the end product of whatever I'm trying to do. Knowing that if I start now and if I work on it now, it'll be even faster and I'll get even closer to having something that I'm proud of.
Hey, my name is Sol Camila Lugo, and I'm a 24-year-old actress from Buenos Aires, Argentina. Being an artist sometimes, finding motivation can be extremely difficult. Living in a third world country really doesn't help. Sometimes a rush of inspiration can feel completely overwhelming. That's why planning to me has always helped. I keep a bullet journal, an agenda. My greatest motivation comes from consuming art. I get ready and I listen to a podcast. I have breakfast and I watch a YouTube video. I constantly add other people's art into my day in order to feel proud of them, in a way, and get up and out and do my own thing. I'm not an optimistic person, but I try.
Hi, I'm Boris. I'm calling from Moscow, and what gets me motivated is seeing people's emotions, making them laugh or excited, making them feel good about themselves.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you too.
And you're Sarah, yeah?
Yes, I'm Sarah Lane, but I also go by Sarah.
Sarah Lane, North Carolina, that's awesome.
Yeah, I live in Yeehaw. Well, it's not really Yeehaw. I just feel like the stereotype is that it's Yeehaw, but it's a mix of everything. It's pretty chill here.
That's awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
I guess just off the bat, so give me like the elevator pitch on you. Who are you? What do you do for people that may not be super familiar with you?
Okay, I am an artist. I'm a multimedia artist, but most of my works have been heavily in murals lately. So I've been doing some murals lately, but I'm basically a freelance artist, yeah.
That's super chill. And how long have you been doing art?
I've always been doing art as a kid, but I didn't really consider it as a career till maybe like after high school when we had to start deciding to go to college. And yeah, I initially went into nursing thinking I wanted to do nursing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there's like a lot of Filipinos who are nurses. So it's like very like heavily encouraged to be a nurse. Right. And my mom was like, maybe you should be a nurse. And so when I was a kid, I never considered any other job option. I was like, okay, a nurse is like the only option because I was like, whatever. I went to college and then I took anatomy and then I failed anatomy like 3 times. And I was like, okay, it's probably in everybody's best interest that I don't be a nurse. So while I was in college, I was doing art on the side. And then after that, the art opportunities just like picked up momentum and I just like did more projects and I was like, oh, maybe I could do this. So yeah.
And it feels like going through your stuff between like digital, physical, mixed medium, you always seem to be kind of exploring different artistic routes. What helps you to like keep it fresh and like not get stuck on one thing?
I find myself bored if I like stick to one type of art, I guess. Like I want to branch out and explore different like things to try. Like lately I've been wanting to do like welding and like ceramics and stuff. So but then I also have to remember not to like overload myself with work because then I'll want to do like different things, but then I'm like, oh wait, I have to finish this project or this commission and it's kind of like overwhelming. So I just feel like I don't have enough time. I'll always get overwhelmed. I'm like, I don't have time. And then the person that commissioned me is like, oh, calm down. Like, you're good. It's just very like, it's all in my head, really. But yeah.
And yeah, that's that double edge of like, especially with arts, like getting paid for your work when art can sometimes it's hard to fit in that sort of constrained box of time or measurable product.
Yeah. I hate that feeling, like feeling like I don't have enough time. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I did like very few, like, or half a dozen weddings videography.
Ooh.
Which was like chill and awesome to be paid for your work, but it's also like, it's weird.
It hits different when it's not like a project that you want to do versus like a commission. Cause like most of the time when it's a commission, it's not really like your vision. And then it's mostly going back and forth. It's like, oh, can you do this? Can you do that? It's fine. But then it gets draining when like the customer or your client isn't like clear and it could have been like the miscommunication could have been like all prevented if that was just like told beforehand. Being like a muralist or like an artist, I always get like thrown out there and expected to do like all the work, but it's like I can't like read your mind. Like I need to know like what you want. Like you can't just be like, it has to be something pretty. I'm like, okay, there's so many things that are pretty. And I make something, you're like, no, not like that. And I'm like, okay, well, bullshit. Like,
clearly.
Yeah.
It's super fun to tell like when you're working with someone who's actually like worked with artists before and who hasn't.
Right. Yeah. For sure.
Hey, it's all part of the grind.
Right.
And I saw that you helped install a piece by, is it Shepherd Ferry?
Yeah, I did that recently.
Yeah, because like my thing is like, what's on a more social, political scale? Why do you think art is so important in discussing like these really relevant current social issues?
It's like with art, it's more attention grabbing, whereas like if you're reading like, let's say like an article, you're just like, it's more easier to like gaze upon it, I guess, and not pay attention. But like if you're able to like see a piece and ponder upon it and be like, oh, this is like really deep and stuff, I feel like that has a huge impact, especially if you have to like consider what it's about.
Of course. And could you, this is so weird because this is audio format, but could you describe the piece, like what it is to someone who hasn't seen it?
Okay, so basically the piece, it's a collaboration with a photographer and his name is Steve Shapiro. He documented many of the important civil rights protests in the 60s. And it basically represents that voting rights are human rights and that we need to make an effort to give equal voting access to everyone, regardless of your race or your economic circumstance, really. The print was based on a photo taken in 2014 during a Black Lives Matter protest. Yeah, basically with all the stuff that we've been experiencing with the wake of the murder of George Floyd. That's basically the meaning behind it.
I'm glad that you could be a part of that. That must have been like super chill.
Yeah, like I was overwhelmed because I was doing a bunch of projects and then like I literally just slid everything out of my way and I was like, I'll do it. And like it was so like I'm usually used to being on a lift and it's more stable and secure. Right. Whereas like a scaffolding is like super wobbly. But yeah, I'm glad that we were able to accomplish installing that. So
hell yeah. And do you feel like Raleigh is a community, like do you feel like it's bringing the conversation forward, or is it a place where that conversation would be accepted, or like what's up?
It's definitely a mix of like older people who are like conservative and then like younger people who are for it, you know? It's influencing older people more to like see what's going on, because like I'll just meet a bunch of older people that I'd like expect them to be like to like have that boomer mentality, you know? And then they'll just like shock me and I'll be like, oh hell yeah. Yeah, for sure. So yeah.
That's so sick. Sarah Lane, I want to thank you for telling me about your art and your work and your journey.
Yeah.
In closing, what advice could you give to artists who maybe want to engage on a larger scale with their art in either like community, conversation, or even, you know, to that extent of social change?
To make sure to not be too hard on yourself.
Yeah.
And always trust the process no matter how long it takes, because I always get frustrated if I don't get like instant gratification. I'm, like, you know, when you post it and you're like, fuck, you only got like not enough likes or nobody's talking about it. But It's like, but then when I see people in person, they're like, oh, I saw what you did, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, yeah. But yeah, I always find myself getting frustrated on like how long it takes to like complete something. So it's like very important to be in like the right headspace, to not rush it, because you don't want to throw your work out there either, you know? Like you want it to be genuine. Don't overthink it, really.
Not being too hard on yourself. Is that something you struggled with initially?
Yeah, and I feel like I still do, because I always overthink stuff about like what people will think of my art. I'm currently working on a mural right now, and it took me like, well, so far it's taken me like 3 weeks, and nobody's rushing me or anything, but I'm rushing myself. And like, I remember I tweeted something like, oh my God, I'm not done with this mural. And I was like tweeting that I was frustrated, but then I like totally forgot that the owner of the mural follows me on Twitter. And they quoted in, they're like, don't worry, you have all the time you need, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's okay. And I was like, well, crap, I was just overthinking it, I guess. But yeah, that made me feel a lot better. But yeah. That's probably like the vein that you'd want to pursue as an artist, is working with people that, you know, like this person that quote tweeted you, understand the process and understand, you know. Yeah, it was really nice. So
Very cool.
Yeah.
Sarah Lane, again, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day and speaking with me.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
Of course. I'll talk to you later. We'll be in touch.
All right, cool. Yay. Okay. Bye.
Ciao.
Hey Brad, it's Saul again from Taz Australia, and the things that keep me motivated are my friends and music. My friends constantly bounce new ideas and positivity off each other, and personally, I love making music, so whenever I find a new artist, any little thing I can incorporate into my own things is amazing.
Hi, I'm Edward. I'm calling from Toronto, Ontario, and what keeps me motivated is the fact that I have friends around me. Their support and their listening ear always gets me through my day, and whenever I'm feeling low, they could find a way to either send me a meme, make me laugh, or tell me how, I've been through other things that were just as bad, and here I am past that obstacle. And either way, they've always got a different perspective to bring to the table that always gets me up and going to continue on my path. Thank you. Have a great one.
Hello, Santi.
Oh yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Perfect. How's your day going?
It's going pretty good. How's yours?
Just woke up like half an hour ago.
Oh my god, you're waking up so late.
I'm setting myself up for failure, yes.
It's fine.
Well, first, just tell me about you, Santi. Tell me, who you are, where you're from.
Okay, I'm from Argentina. This reminds me a lot of my English classes. Like, they will always make us introduce ourselves, like to practice the language and stuff. And I will have never guessed that I will actually have to do it in real life. Anyways,
there you go.
I'm Santi. I'm a college student studying computer science. I have like 1,000 hobbies. But I would say the most important ones are, first of all, music. I play a few instruments and I just love to listen to all kind of music. Now I'm starting this band project with my friends. Something very small, but with this lockdown and stuff, we can't really practice. I also really like gymnastics. It's my favorite sport and I have been doing it for some time already. I love skateboarding and last but not least, drawing. I love drawing. Since I was a little kid, I will always draw, and I even used to say my dream show was a car designer.
Oh, sick.
And yeah, this world of art and design always been a big part of my life. I worked for a long time as a graphic designer, actually. And studying computer science might seem really unrelated to all this, but this is actually what I love about computer science. You can always mix it with any other interest you have. So yeah, that's what I love about it.
Oh, that is cool. I like that.
Yeah.
And of course, your TikTok account, which recently hit 100,000 followers. Congratulations!
Yeah, you too.
I mean, you were in our community for a bit, and I had no idea that you had this huge account. When did
yeah, I remember.
you start making videos and stuff? What made you decide to hop on the app?
Oh yeah, since I was a little kid, I will always like content creation. I will make these really bad Minecraft gameplays and stuff like that. And no one will even watch it, but I just love doing it. Yeah, I found TikTok and I started uploading. And yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
Of course. And I know you kind of wanted to speak to, but you're also quite known in our, little group of community people. You always have a new thing on the go, and you spoke to it a little bit. You have 1,000 hobbies.
Yeah.
I think surprising thing to a lot of people is how quickly you can pick them up and find a level of proficiency in them. Tell me about that.
Okay, so I think most people always say I don't have time to learn something, or I'm too old, or even this is not for me. Some people say that too. When you say that, you're already making yourself not being able to learn that. But if you're oh, I can do this, I will just learn this with practice and stuff, you will actually be able to do it. Especially I don't have time for that. There's this really misunderstanding where people think you need to be all day long practicing in order to achieve something. But instead, all learning is progressive thing, Oh, yesterday I came up with this analogy. Let's say you have a bookshelf with 100 books you have read, right? A friend comes over and you're like, oh, I recommend to read you all these books. And they can be like, oh shit, I don't have time to read all that. But it's not like you read them all together, one after one. If you read a few pages per day, you will eventually get there. That works for every single thing you want to learn. Yeah, if you want to skate, you don't have to be all day long riding and trying new tricks. You can go just I don't know, 1 hour per day. When you look back, you will actually be pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's these small steps. It's not necessarily, as you're saying, like it all happens at once.
Exactly. You don't have to be all day long and learn everything very quick. Also, the I'm too old for that. I really hate that. This weird system makes people think that if you're like 25 years old, you can learn anything new, you know? Like, oh, you should have learned that whenever you were young, even though 21, 25 years old is really young. And yeah, you can also find what you love at a later age. You don't have to find it at 18 whenever you choose college.
I feel like it's often in like the current education system pretty universally that like what you choose at such a young age as 18 is like has to be the thing for your rest of your life, like, but that's so not, I feel like,
yeah, it's not like,
no,
you cannot put steps into learning. Everyone learns in their own terms and times.
I see that a lot. My folks, my mom, ever since she was like a child, she knew that she wanted to be a nurse, and now she's a nurse. But like my dad, he's had like 5 or 6 different career paths. He's always switching it up. So like there is room for more than just like sticking to one thing, and
Yeah, my dad also started doing contability. After like 4 years, he was almost done with that career, and he went to psychologist.
Oh wow!
And now he loves it. Yeah, you can change it at any time if you find what you like the most.
Right. What gets you personally so excited about learning these new things? Like recently, you've picked up this bass guitar, which you've been so pumped on. Like, do these just come to you? Are you just always interested and excited to like explore new things, or?
Yeah, I've always been excited about exploring new things. I like something, I will try it. I don't know. It's really, yeah, for example, I went to this hotel in vacations, and they have, you know what slackline is?
Yeah, slacklining, hell yeah.
So they had it there, and I just saw a guy doing it. I was like, oh, that's really cool. I will try until I can do it. And yeah, after a week, I was already walking backwards and stuff. So I don't know, I'm just like, this is cool, I'll try it.
Just like a pretty genuine curiosity about the world around you.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. That's super cool. Sweet. When was there a certain point, were you always like this?
I don't think so. I think 15 or something, because in middle school you're too young. Like, you don't even care about stuff. But at high school, I started looking at the world like this, where they had something to say about I'm too old for this. You're never too old. I mean, if you're 80 years old and you want to learn how to do gymnastics, I don't think that will work pretty good. But besides those physical limitations, of course, you're perfectly timed. Like, I've heard 30-year-old people or even younger say that they are too old to learn an instrument. And that's really weird. Like, you can just pick it up right now with some practice. In like 1 year, you will be already playing some of your favorite songs easily. And that works for pretty much everything too. Drawing, whatever.
I like that. And it's like one of the things I was previously probably more scared about, like with getting old, like into those, 70, 80 age ranges. It's like, I don't ever want to lose that sort of sense of discovery.
Yeah.
I think like the more I'm talking to people and the more I'm learning about how much you can learn, it's like that thing. It's like the more you know you don't know, if that makes sense. So
it definitely makes sense.
It's a little like almost intimidating how much out there is to learn, but also it's super exciting.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
Hell yeah.
You can just learn everything.
I wanted to thank you, Santi, for taking time every day to speak with me.
No, thank you for having me.
Of course. In closing, what piece of advice would you give to someone to take that first step? Because I feel like that's normally or usually the hardest part, whether it be in a new hobby or a skill or a new career pursuit.
I will say that the only thing holding them back are themselves. That if you start practicing right now, like today, you will get it. You will definitely get it. If you think you can get it, you can. That's all. It's easy.
Hell yeah. Like to the point of like, if you're listening to this, like stop listening to it, pick it up.
Yeah, stop and take whatever you want to learn and practice right now.
I think that's
pretty much it.
often super scary for people, but very liberating once you kind of take that step. So I'm really excited for anyone who's listening.
Even if it helps a single person, I'm already happy.
Santi, that's so pure. Cool. Well, again, thank you so much for speaking. Any exciting plans the rest of your day, Santi?
Oh, I think I will just keep practicing my bass and just go on the Discord. Oh, huge shout out to everyone in the Discord server. I love it. I love everyone.
A little wholesome community. That's sick. Well, yeah, thank you for speaking and sharing your story.
Oh, thank you.
Very good. I'll speak to you later, Santi.
See you.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Special thanks to Lowboil, Sarah Lane, and Santi for making this episode possible, as well as everyone who submitted a response online. Intro music provided by Wayfie, that's Wayfie, and accompanying tracks by Lowboil, that's Loboil, who can both be found on all major streaming platforms. I'll see you soon, and thanks for tuning in to Blond Radio.